Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
The search continues tonight for these two men described by police as people of interest in connection to violent crimes the past couple of days in Fargo. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Feeling a little uneasy after 3 separate incidents in just 4 days?
The latest being a home invasion this afternoon. One man was taken to the hospital after being hit in the head with a gun multiple times. Valley News Team's Macy Enger looked into the continued escalation of violence.
There you go.
Mariah Reiswig has been nannying in the area for 2 months.
I feel safe to take kids out and play with them, so I was really surprised what happened today.
She and the little boy she was looking after were right below the apartment where police say several people forced their way in and a man got pistol whipped.
Didn't know if people were going to maybe try to get in to try to get away from the cops or what kind of their next move would be.
Fargo police say this is the latest crime linked to several happening over the past couple days. On Sunday, there was a fight in Lindenwood Park. Parents we talked with concerned for their kids.
Definitely sad to see that at a park that would occur.
On Monday, vandalism and a man beaten with a baseball bat near a liquor store parking lot. But just how dangerous are the streets we walk on every day? Police seem to be sending mixed messages.
There's no indication that there's a direct threat to the public. It's more so these are 2 separate groups, all know each other or are acquaintances in some form or fashion.
The reason I'm putting out that I think these 2 individuals can be dangerous is because now we've had an incident where they've done a home invasion and they've pistol whipped somebody.
Officers are asking for help finding Luke Goodridge and Isaac Nema. Their pictures are on your screen. They're also looking for a car. It's a blue Pontiac G6 with North Dakota plates JTN 725. Officers say finding these men could put an end to the violence. In Fargo, Macy Enger, Valley News Live.
Police also say the incidents are not gang-related, but linked to problems between 2 immigrant groups in the community.
With a second trial scheduled for later this month, Aaron Knodl's attorneys say he doesn't want any more delays. The suspended West Fargo teacher will be tried again on 2 charges of having a sexual relationship with a student back in 2009. Last week, prosecutors asked the judge for more time to gather witnesses. They also asked for a new location. Knodl's attorney responded today, saying the case has already been tried once, less than 2 months ago, and there's no justifiable reason why the retrial should linger on for several more months to come. Now, they did not respond to the request for a change of venue. Knodl was originally charged with 5 counts of solicitation of a minor and was found not guilty on 3 of those charges.
There's word tonight that a new hospital could be built in Fargo. Fargo Planning Director Jim Gilmore says a new hospital group is looking at building in the downtown area. Gilmore's comments surfaced during a radio interview on The Flag.
Another private hospital that's looking at building maybe a facility in town that would specialize in people with head injuries and Parkinson's. So it'd be sort of a specialty hospital. They have several around the country, and we know they're kind of looking at different sites in the downtown and seem rather serious. And it would be I think it would be almost like a $50 million facility.
Gilmore didn't say what hospital group and didn't give a timetable. We'll let you know when we have more details. We now know the name of the man killed in a crash near Devil's Lake yesterday. 85-year-old Larry Lindbergh of Perth, North Dakota, was killed after the pickup he was driving was hit by a semi. The crash taking place along Highway 2 west of Devil's Lake. Investigators say 2 semis were driving east on Highway 2. Lindbergh tried crossing the road and was hit by one of the semis. The driver of the semi was uninjured.
A Crookston, Minnesota man has pleaded guilty to shooting at police officers last fall. As part of the plea bargain, Michael Perry pleaded guilty to 2 charges of attempt to commit murder on a peace officer. Perry began firing at officers from his home when they arrived in his farmyard near Crookston in September. 2 Polk County deputies were hit by bullets, but were spared serious injuries by their bulletproof vests. Under the deal, Perry could be sentenced to 21 years in prison. Formal sentencing is scheduled for the week of July 20th.
Hundreds join in searching for a runaway dog in North Fargo. Kentucky is his name. He's been missing for 3 weeks now, and the community is having a hard time catching him. He's been spotted at the Jet Center, Taco Bell on 19th Avenue North, and multiple times at the Fargo Airport. He came from a hoarding situation. Is extremely afraid of people. Kentucky is being kept alive through feeding stations across the city and the power of social media.
It's like you almost forget that he was even here because he was here for a few minutes, but then you still think about how he's out there running around, he's a wild dog now, but there's still hopes we're gonna catch him. I know we are.
Now, if you spot Kentucky, call Homeward Animal Shelter. We have a number and a link to their Facebook page on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com and click on the hot button.
First, there were more than 1,100. Now, just 15. That's how many new UND nickname choices the committee has narrowed the list to. The names, which were publicly submitted, are on your screen. Blaze, Cavalry, Explorers, Fighting Green, Fighting Hawks, Force, Green Hawks, Nodax, North Dakota, North Stars, Pride, Rough Riders, Spirit, Sundogs, and Thunderhawks. The nickname committee will meet again to cut the list even more, but it hasn't been decided just yet exactly how public voting will be taken on the final list of names.
The Mobile Outreach Meals Program continues to serve up hot and nutritious meals to kids in Fargo. Last year, 4,300 meals were served. That's a 60% increase over last year. The Salvation Army is in partnership with the USDA Summer Food Service Program. Major Brian Medlock says this program is essential for children in the summer, especially after schools close down.
Schools closed, and people don't worry about them, but we do. I mean, that's why we contact the schools that are in the areas. We make sure that we get a good representation of who is and what the need is.
This is the 5th year of operation for the Mobile Outreach Program.
From decorations to food, there's plenty to plan when throwing a party. And if you're looking to save on the cost, some of it could be made on your own. Unglued is classes and events to make things like flower crowns out of unused fake flowers. Plastered tea lights can also be made out of flowers. And kids can make a crown from felt during the kids' crafts and cookies party.
There's a limited amount of space in each class that we have, so definitely get signed up early, and it's a great way to learn a new skill and also meet new people and hang out with your friends that you already have if you want to sign up with more than one person.
Signed up for an Unglued class or an event, go to valleynewslive.com and click on our Hot Button tab.
May 8th, check that out on your calendar. It's turning into a lucky day for one Chad Wenzel. Last year on that day, Minnesota's angler landed the state record for a golden red horse. A year later, to the day, he broke his own state record by 1 ounce, his fish weighing in at 4 pounds, 1 ounce. The Minneapolis resident used an 8-pound test line and worms as bait. He caught it in Root River near Fillmore, that's south of Rochester. Now, if you're fishing in Minnesota and want to certify a fish as a record, head to valleynewslive.com and click on the hot button.
Minnesota law enforcement saw a significant drop in seatbelt violations during their most recent Click It or Ticket campaign. Law enforcement cited 32% fewer motorists for seatbelt violations and 37% fewer child seat violations in 2014 compared to last year. More than 300 law enforcement agencies participated, and officers cited more than 7,000 motorists for not wearing a seatbelt from May 18th to the 31st. That compares to almost 11,000 seatbelt citations during last year's campaign. There were also 175 child seat violations compared to 279 last year.